Section 1.6, equations and inequalities involving absolute values. Recall what absolute value means. It means means a distance from any point to 0. So the absolute value of x is equal to a means the distance from x to 0 is a units. Absolute value of x less than a means the distance from a or x to 0 is less than a units. And here x to 0 is greater than a units. And here's the graph of it. That's equal to a, so you're a units away. Less than a would be somewhere in between there. Greater than a would look like that, okay? So if it's equal to, it's at 2 points. If it's less than, it'll be in between positive and negative. If it's greater than, it'll be greater than the positive or less than the negative. So you need to know this. Sample problem 1, solve the inequality. So when you look at it, it's the equal. So it's basically the first one on the chart. So you have two different numbers. So first of all, I'm going to divide by 2. And now I can rewrite it as 3x minus 5 is equal to 4, or 3x minus 5 is equal to negative 4. So that was from the first. Add 5 and divide by 3. Or add 5, divide by 3. So you get x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 1/3. And those are your two solutions. Example 2, this is a less than. So it's the second item on the chart. It'll be between two numbers. Divide by 3 first. And now you can rewrite this without the absolute values. It'll be between negative 4 and positive 4. And now just solve it. Subtract 3. Divide by 2. And if you wanted to write it in interval notation, negative 7 halves, 1 half. And there it is in interval notation. The next problem. I'm going to solve this. Multiply each side by 3 first. So you have the absolute value is greater than or equal to 6. So greater than. So I could rewrite it as greater than the positive of 6 or less than the negative of 6. But it'll be equal to also. So less than or equal to negative 6 or greater than or equal to positive 6. And that was what's inside the absolute value sign. But now I take the absolute value sign away. And now solve them. Add 4. Add 4. And let me... negative 2, 10. That's what the graph looks like. Okay? So you could write it in interval notation. Also, you could write negative infinity to negative 2, union 10 to positive infinity. Okay? And that's what it says in words. That's what it is. So anything less than or equal to negative 2 will work. Anything greater than or equal to 10 will work. And on a test, I'll have you write it in interval notation. Sample problem. Number 4. X plus 4 is equal to, I could rewrite that as plus or minus the absolute value. Okay? So x plus 4 is equal to x minus 8. Okay? Or I can take the negative of that. And so let's solve these. Where is it? 2x is equal to 4. X is equal to 2. This one right here doesn't work. Subtract, you get 4 is equal to negative 8, which does not work. That is not a true statement. Oops. And the very last problem. 1 is less than, absolute value of x is less than 5. You can rewrite this as 2 different equations, or inequalities. I could write 1 is less than the absolute value of x, and the absolute value of x is less than 5. So split it into inequalities. And if you want, I just rewrote it, so it's in the same format as my chart, with the absolute value sign on the left. So x is greater than the 1, it would be this one. So it's, for the first one, it's rule 1. For the second one, it's a rule 2. So this right here, I can write as x is less than negative 1, or x is greater than positive 1. So there's that, what that solution looks like. And I also have x is less than 5, which would mean it's in between 5 and negative 5. So there's the graph for this one. So it has to meet both of these conditions. It has to meet this condition and that one. And sometimes when I do it, I'll go like this, and I'll draw them underneath each other. So it has to meet the first condition and the second. So if you put them together, it's where they overlap. And I think I have a picture of where they overlap. Find the solution, find the area which contains both, so it's where they overlap. And again, let me redraw this right here. Negative 5, positive 5. I hope you can see that they would overlap. Let me draw it underneath it. Negative 5 to negative 1, 1 to 5. That's my solution. Okay, so that's what the solution looks like. In interval notation, which is, that's how I'm going to want you to write it, negative 5 to negative 1, whoops, union 1 to 5. And you're done.